Thank you. It's coming to you from the mighty Midwest, and I'm back in the States, and I'm going to be still uploading some videos on Central America. I know some of you are getting upset because you want to see videos from the Midwest, but I want to talk a little bit first about my love-hate relationship with Daniel Ortega. And the love part, I've been down there, it was about 8 years ago, and a lot of things have changed for the better under the old American president. I guess it was more American friendly president. When I was down there 8 years ago, probably 40% of the stoplights didn't work. There were rolling blackouts every day at about 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. till about 5 or 6 p.m. And this trip, there's a lot more people with cars, there's a lot more wealth. People seem to be happier, more excited about the future, and the educated folks are making between $1,000 a month to $3,000 a month on average, which is a lot of money down there. Pretty good. There's still extreme poverty, but it's not as bad as it was. The hate portion, as usual, when I go into Nicaragua, I feel a sense of oppression. The main reason I crossed the border there at Costa Rica and Nicaragua, and there's a strong military presence because of the Cubans, and I feel that instead of him blocking the Cubans, I can understand his right to sovereignty. However, if he claims to be a Christian, he could at least let a few pass, per day, 100 or so per day. Put some type of limits on it, maybe check their backgrounds, that kind of thing. But the rumor is Castro came down from Cuba and told them to shut the border. I just don't feel that's right, and there's a lot of people in Nicaragua who don't feel that's quite right. So there was a strong military presence there. I was, I guess, at the border. I was harassed a bit. What am I doing there? Felt like something out of a movie out of Germany, but made it through okay. And then in Nicaragua, I was pulled over on many occasions, and I don't know if it was because my rental car stuck out like a sore thumb, or if they were profiling for Americans, or maybe I looked kind of Cuban and they wanted to make sure I had my papers, or if they're just looking for bribes. But the good news is I didn't have to pay any bribes or tickets, but I did get pulled over on numerous occasions, and it's kind of scary being pulled over in a country that's not your own. So those are the love-hate portions. The other thing that just is very odd is these Christmas trees that he's put up all over. Trees are the brainchild of his wife, who I think I mentioned earlier. Some Cubans mentioned that they believe she is a witch or a bruja, which is a little unnerving. And so rumor has it that these trees, which are electric and illuminated at night, cost anywhere between $25,000 to $45,000. Where they got the money to pay for these, I have no idea. But if he was such a socialist, you would think that they would use that money and help out their people. And if anyone in Ortega's government watches this, I guess I'd like to present to them the fact that the United States government is not necessarily capitalist anymore. Even in my job, I have some forms of money that come from the government, and most people, there's just a lot of government money floating around. Most people are subsidized by the government in one way or another here in the United States, whether it's Social Security, Medicare, tax returns, subsidized housing, that kind of thing. So I guess I would like to extend an olive branch out to Daniel Ortega and the Sandinistas and say, sure, your idealism is correct in wanting to distance yourself from an imperialist country, but at the same time, the United States is not what it was 30 and 40 years ago. I mean, we took ourselves off the silver and gold standard, and we're becoming more and more socialist. Not that I agree with that. However, to distance yourself from one of the world's strongest nations is just kind of silly and odd, and you know, you're only hurting yourself and your people by doing that. So with that being said, I'm going to have some McDonald's over and out from the mighty Midwest.